If someone steals the love of your life, a quirky Utah law lets you get even. Dan Rascone shows you the strange way the Utah love law works and see why some people say the love law goes way too far.
It's a vengeance law and it's a bully law.
Tonight on 2 News at 10. You're watching Utah's #1 news station. This is 2 News at 10.
What is the price of love? For a Davis County woman, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not $1 million or more.
That's because she's been slapped with a lawsuit for allegedly stealing another woman's husband, hooking up with a married person's spouse.
Dan Rascone is covering this very strange story and joins us live. Can a spouse actually file for a lawsuit like this?
Yeah, they really can, Marcus. Shawn, that sounds a little odd there, but the legal term is alienation of affection. Or in more elementary terms, I'm suing you because you stole my husband or wife. Utah is only one of 7 states in the country that still has this law on the books. And even though it sounds a little quirky there, a little odd, it's still being used. Inside this modest home in Clearfield, you'll find Marie Carvey mixing up one of her favorite dishes, peach cobbler.
World famous.
The cobbler is for the love of her life.
Wonderful cook.
Her boyfriend, George Morgan. But her love has come at a great price and legal pain. Marie has been slapped with what could be $1 million lawsuit from George's ex-wife. The allegations? Marie intentionally and maliciously stole George away.
Your intent was to steal him away?
Absolutely not.
I think it's absurd. It's completely absurd.
It was April 9, 2009 when George met Marie at a local bar.
He came up to me. He was by himself with his friend, no wedding ring on.
George was actually married to Regina Morgan and had been for 12 years. But George claims when he pursued Marie on that night, his marriage was in shambles.
We weren't even remotely in love. We spent a lot of time apart. It was very bad. In financial turmoil, emotional turmoil. She was talking about moving to another state.
Marie says George later told her he was married.
He told me the situation, that he was going to be getting a divorce, there was turmoil.
According to the lawsuit, George was deeply attached to his wife. The two lived happily as husband and wife, and Regina was George's soulmate, and he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her.
She claimed that your marriage was wonderful and great and good before she came along.
That's completely not true.
George filed for divorce in October 2009, 6 months after he met Marie. George admits
I committed adultery. I shouldn't have done that.
he messed up.
I shouldn't have been in the club doing that. Granted, we all do things that we shouldn't do. You pay for it. One way or another, you pay for it.
George says it took him 3 years, March of 2012, to finally officially divorce his wife. During that time, Regina was actually charged twice with domestic violence against him. In July of 2011, Regina filed a lawsuit against Marie. The case is filed under what is called alienation of affection.
Unbelievable.
Marie
It's a vengeance law and it's a bully law.
and George say they can't understand why a law like this is even on the books.
Love is not property. You can't help who you fall in love with.
You're not madly in love with somebody and then decide one day, well, I'm going to leave you and be with somebody else.
George's ex-wife and her attorney would not talk to us on camera.
When you live through the alienation of affection, you don't feel like it's a useless law.
Candy Wagner is on the opposite side of George and Marie on this issue.
I received an anonymous phone call telling me he was having an affair.
12 years ago, she filed a lawsuit against a woman for stealing away her husband and won a $500,000 judgment. Her story was even on the Oprah show.
This is a lot.
These love notes from the woman to Candy's ex-husband
They started coming every day
were the key pieces of evidence
in like a 3-month period.
that convinced jurors the woman did steal away Candy's husband, ending their 10-year marriage.
I had lived it. It's actually what happened, you know, where we had a seemingly wonderful marriage with 3 children, and I felt the process of him pulling away and becoming alienated towards me.
Was it about money?
Oh, a lawsuit like that could never be about money. Because for one thing, your chances of winning are slim to none.
You've got to have some good evidence.
Paige Bigelow, a family law attorney, has been on both sides of the alienation of affection lawsuit. She represented Candy, and she also represented 2 defendants.
They have to know what they're doing. Intentionally, wrongfully, maliciously interfere with that relationship, then the law provides a remedy to the party who is damaged by that.
Utah is only one of 7 states in the country that have such a law on the books, and it appears there are no plans to take it off. So Marie's lawsuit is continuing,
I'm the scapegoat for her marriage not working out.
but she doesn't plan to give up the fight.
I'm in this fight because I fell in love with him, and I wouldn't change that. So if I had to do this fight all over again to end up with him in the end, I 100% would do it.
Well, the attorney representing George's ex-wife told Dan on the phone that his client has been wronged and that he has good, solid evidence to prove his case. He also says it's an argument of convenience that George says he never loved his wife, and that the attorney says his love notes provided that the two were in love and that the marriage was still stable.
The attorney also says he has a message from Marie telling Regina, haha, I stole your husband. This case is expected to continue on well into next year before it could finally go to court.